talking about volume training versus more high intensity style training, sprint training, if you will, especially with calisthenics. Which one is best? In the previous couple of videos, I talked about how there's a bell curve to our workout. We start off, the mind and body are ramping up, things are getting better. We hit kind of a bit of a peak where we're at an optimal level of stimulation from our sets. And then we have a decline where things are pretty much on the downward slide. And from that, I was talking about how, for me, I like to have a quick ramp up, 1 or 2 hard sets, and I'm pretty much about done. I'm a sprinter with this style of training. But some people wrote in saying, well, what about volume training? Specifically over at Old School Calisthenics, because they have a great volume training style course that I actually gave an endorsement for. And it's like, well, how do you give an endorsement for volume when you're telling us volume training isn't the way to go about it? The reason is because volume training is also very good, because volume training still follows this bell curve. The difference is the bell curve is much more gradual. You have a longer period of ramping up, you spend more time at the peak, and then you decline at a slower rate of speed. So if you're sprinting, you ramp up, you have 1 or 2 sets, let's say pull-ups, for example, or you get 10 pull-ups, then 9 pull-ups, and then you're at like 5, right? You sharp decline. With volume training, you have a slower ramp-up period, maybe a couple of sets of an easier exercise, a couple of sets of a middle exercise. Then at your peak, you're like getting 10 pull-ups, 10 pull-ups, 10 pull-ups, 9 pull-ups, 9 pull-ups, 9 pull-ups. So you're able to maintain that peak for a longer period of time and you come down much more gradually. Both of these can work. I've seen it work for many people both ways. It's worked to some degree for me both ways. It's not like one is right and one is wrong. And ignore guys on the internet, especially like me, who say this is the best way to train, because that doesn't hold water. We can say and have our biases and our opinions about what we think is best, but every trainer makes that mistake at first of thinking, well, what works best for me is just best, period. But that's not at all the case. For some of you, volume is definitely gonna be the better way. For some of you, sprint training is definitely gonna be the better way, and you're gonna have debate over each one, but the debate is pretty much just a waste of energy. It doesn't matter what the science says of each. It doesn't matter what I say, and it doesn't matter what celebrities are doing which workout. The only thing that matters is which one works best for you. And if I could give you tons of science and tons of research and all these examples of bodybuilders who use the sprint style training, but if you look, feel, and perform your best because you hang out at the pull-up bar all afternoon, getting set after set, well, that's what you should be doing, and to hell with everything else. And some people feel better with both. They spend a month doing volume training, and then a month with sprint training. And then they go back and forth. Sometimes it's a mix. Sometimes you could do it both in the same week. So you have your first workout of the week, your first pull-up workout, let's say on Tuesday, you have volume, and then on Friday you have your second one, which is more sprint style. So both of these can work, and it's up to you to figure out which one works best for you. The key that you're looking out for is that ramp-up period, when you can hit that peak, when you feel your best, and once you start to decline, that's when it's time to start wrapping up the workout. Whether that's 6 sets into the workout, 3 sets, or 20 sets, that decline is what you're looking out for, and that's what you want to respond to. All right, questions down below. Be fit, live free.